My grumpy assistant wants to challenge me, asks me to tell a statement with 8 words, 40 characters without spaces, punctuations, and one 8 letter word. Let's say I go and say why. It doesn't like it at all because it says, look, I'm the one who should be asking questions, not you. How did it figure out that I asked a question, not a sentence? Well, because here I've got sentence dot ends with method. So it looks at the last character on my response. It found this was a question mark. And inside this elif statement, I've got this print, which it just displayed. Let's say I be a little bit more, let's say, obedient to my grumpy assistant. I say, this is how a sentence looks, and I give a full stop. Well, it says yes, all right, this is a statement, but let me go and analyze this further. Now we can do a lot of analysis on this sentence. Let's see what are some of the metrics we can look at and how we can do that. So the metrics, well, some of the metrics that we can look at, well, we can tell what type of sentence it is. We just saw that statement, question, exclamation, or perhaps completely missing the punctuation. We can see how many characters there are except the punctuations or say the space character. We can see how many words there are in this let's say in this sentence, and what is the longest word. We can also see a bunch of other things, really up to our imagination, but we are going to just limit our discussion to these 4 things because these are interesting. Before we move forward, however, let's understand how typically a sentence looks. Well, a sentence is almost always words separated by spaces, and then finally there's a punctuation. So, for example, words, spaces, and punctuation. Now, you might wonder, you could very well have more complex sentences with commas and so on and so forth. Definitely, you can, and you can analyze those as well, but then the principles remain very similar. So, I'm just going to limit the discussion to this sentence. What we'll see is that we will use the replace and the split methods to do further analysis. Let's see how we do that. So I come back here. Remember, my variable sentence here is a string, which looks like this is how a sentence looks. Now, the first thing I wanted to do is to count how many characters this has without including the punctuation. So what I will do is to create a new string. I'll call it S1, and I'll say, okay, what I want to do is that I want to replace the punctuation mark in that original sentence. So I'm going to say sentence or replace. Now replace is a method. I'm going to tell the, basically I'm saying, okay, remove the space, remove the, the full stop, replace it with an empty character. Now please notice that this is not this. In fact, it's this. And if I do this, what happens is my S1, notice, is same as sentence, except that it does not have anymore that punctuation. In fact, I can go further and create one S2, and this time round, I'm going to say, okay, look, I'm going to replace all the spaces from S1. Right? Remember, S1 has removed the punctuation. I'm going to further replace all the spaces from S1. Sorry. So here, replace all the spaces again with an empty character. Now, if I did this, it's interesting because if I look at my S2, S2 is the entire sentence with all the words sort of collapsed into each other. Why is this useful? Because all I need to do is to say length of S2, and it tells me, okay, that is 23. So your sentence is miserably failing. Our, grumpy assistant wanted 40 characters. The sentence I provided had only 23. Let me see how I can find out the number of words in this. Well, let's look at the string, let's say S1 once again. Remember, S1 here is the sentence, but without the punctuation. Now, as we have seen before, this is basically words separated by spaces. So if I could somehow convert this into a list, so I'm going to say S1 list is equal to, I'm going to split this sentence into a list using the split method. So I'm going to say S1 list is equal to S1 dot split. Now what split does is to convert a string into a list by splitting it at the character that we wanted to split. So if I say, for example, split along the space bar, so it's going to see, okay, look, wherever I find the space bar, I'm going to create a new element of the list. Now, if I did this, my S1 list is a list of strings because all the words have become one string, where notice this is how a sentence looks. These have all been put into a list. Now, to find out the number of words, all I need to do now is just say S1 underscore list. And if I did this, it tells me that there are 6 words in this sentence. Now, again, I have not made my, my assistant happy because he wanted 8 words, but I have provided only 6. Now, how can I find out the length of the, let's say, all the words in there? He wanted, let's say, one 8-letter word. So what I have to do is to look at this list element by element and figure out how I can, what is the length of this. Because remember, if I look at the first item of this S1 list, the first item, remember the first item is always 0 because indexing starts on 0. If I start with the first element, it is this because that is what I had here. And all I have to do really is to say len of, let's say, len of, say, say list 0, and I get 4. Now I can keep doing this. For example, length of S1 list, let's say 1 is 2, length of S1 list, say 3 is, 1, because, yeah, so 0, I missed 2, so 0, 1, 2, 3, and the interesting one is 4. So if I look at length of list, S1 list 4, it is indeed 8. So perhaps my assistant will be a little bit happy that there was at least one 8-letter word in this. Now, what I'm trying to get at is that we have to basically iterate over this entire list. So we have to run this sort of like a loop which looks at every element of that list and finds out its length. Now, the best way to do that would be a for loop. I just show you here how to do it. Now, I'm going to have to do this in the console because these variables are not defined in my program yet. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say, okay, for, let's say, kk in range. Remember, I'm running this over the list S1 list. I'm going to say range list S1 list. And again, I need a colon here. I must give a tab because that's the indentation. And here I'm going to say print, for example, of, S1 underscore list with kk. So kk is indexing into the list. And that's it. So if I click one more enter, notice it gave me all the lengths of all the different words in there. Now, at this point, I do want to make one comment that you may wonder, why did I use the S1 string to determine the S1 list, not the original sentence. The sentence itself was this, whereas S1 is pretty much like that, but there is no ending punctuation. So the reason I looked at S1 is because if I did not do it, if I use the split method on the sentence, then my last element of that list that will get created would be looks with this punctuation, which means I'm going to overestimate the length of that word, right? So to avoid all that, I said, okay, let's remove the punctuations, let the spaces be there, let me split the string and create these words. Now, having found out all these lengths, you can, I leave it as an exercise for you to tell me what is the longest word in this, whether a certain length words exist in this, and so on. Or you want to give statistics of this, go ahead, like how many 1-letter words are there, how many 2-letter words are there, and so on and so forth. Before I wrap this up, I just want to make one point about indentation. You have to be very careful about what is it that we want to do. So, there are two ways to handle this. Now, we could have a situation where we'll say, okay, look, I will analyze a sentence only if it's a statement. So, the assistant asked me a statement. If it's a statement, yes, I'll go ahead and analyze it. In which case, I'll have to put my analysis inside this if, elif, else that we had put in, inside the if statement, or it could be, say, elif exclamation, elif question, whichever you want, your code must go in there. And hence, the entire code must get indented from the base indentation. On the other hand, we could have a situation where we want to analyze a sentence even if it's not what has been asked. So if it's like a question or exclamation when a sentence was asked, that's okay. We tell, whatever we want to tell, but we can still go and analyze it, which is also right in its own way. But in that case, the code doesn't go inside this. Code comes out of this loop. And again, to make sure it comes out of the loop, we must bring it back to the original indentation. Now, these things are very important. There's no right or wrong. It's really about what we want to do with our code, and indentations have to be done accordingly. I hope you found this useful. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.